Hello and welcome to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host, Rob Bentley, and thanks for tuning in. On today's show, we'll recap you on a busy home weekend for the Ferris State Bulldogs as we check in with Bulldog football, hockey, and volleyball. We'll start first, though, with Bulldog football and joined by offensive line coach and a former television alum here at Ferris State University, Sam Parker. And Sam, welcome back to the show.
It's great to be here. Really humbling experience and couldn't be happier.
Before we get into this past week's game, just talk about what it's been like for you to come back to Ferris State as an alum, working with the offensive line here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's been a real honor. I haven't been to many places that have felt like home like Ferris State has. I've been to Washington, D.C. and Baltimore in my time since graduating and worked at Davenport. And to be back here at Ferris State it's really humbling, and it's really like being with my family again.
As we go to this past week's game, obviously a big challenge as you took on the Tiffin Dragons, a team that came in with a very good record at 4-1 and a team that had been playing well. Yeah,
they had actually won their last 12 out of 16 games, and they were one of the top teams in the GLIAC. From my perspective, coaching the offensive line, we like to stop people from getting to our quarterback, and these guys were the best in the league at doing so. They had the most sacks and the most turnovers, so it was a really, really good defense that we were going against. And the score shows.
As we go to some of the highlights of the game, you mentioned that a defensive battle. It seemed like points were hard to come by here in this contest.
Yeah, absolutely. Our guys, played pretty hard and worked very hard. But I mean, it's a quality defense and a quality ball club. But you look at the first play here, we really rattled one off. And our guys think that we're going to be rolling, but you got to humble yourself, and you got to really remember that. This is one of the best teams in our conference, top GLIAC team when we play them.
Certainly, with some of the offensive struggles, it was nice to see a big performance from the defense.
Oh my gosh, that's one of the things that has been incredible this year is how well our defense has played. They held them to 40 yards rushing. I mean, you don't see those kinds of statistics too often. So our defense played lights out, and, really bailed us offensively out of a hole.
We'll see Tiffin here on their one scoring drive of the day as you break up the pass here near the goal line, held them to a field goal here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, I mean, they started off and you think that it's going to be, a high-scoring game with the way the offenses were moving down the field in the first two series, and then our defense just, starts getting tackles in the backfield and really holding their own. It was a really terrific performance.
Kind of back and forth here in the first half. Neither offense really able to do a whole lot. You mentioned moving the football a few times, but you'll finally get some points here in the second quarter on a field goal.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think that's been one of the most underrated things. Aside from our defensive line killing it as our PAT field goal, we just had our guy Wyatt Ford named Special Teams Player of the Week at the conference, and mainly because he's only missed one kick this whole year, and that was a 50-plus yarder at Ashland. So he's been lights out.
You mentioned special teams. Obviously, you pin him back there. Tiffin will break a big play here, but when the defense needed to, they certainly came up and made some huge stops for you.
Absolutely. And the main thing is they always say, iron sharpens iron, and I think it's, it's credit to our guys competing in practice, but their willingness to fight and play through, broken plays. If you look at this one, I mean, the O-line's blocking for 7 seconds on this, and managed to get off a great play there.
Travis Russell for staying with that play, and then here he finds Malik Taylor as you get down here in the third quarter and start to move the football as you go into the third quarter, and you'll finally get a touchdown.
Yeah, a lot of that credit is due to our offensive line. Senior captain Jake Doherty at center really holds his own and really has played exceptional the last 2 weeks. He's been that kind of guy that has been the poster child, which is really rare for an offensive lineman to be that kind of guy. But he really played outstanding the last 2 games.
376 yards of total offense. Big play here to Deion Earls that will set up a field goal here to account for the final scoring at 13-3.
Yeah, and at this point, we're driving to kick the field goal, and as soon as our PAT and field goal team came out on the field, it felt almost automatic with the momentum and how well they've played.
Here late in the contest, you had some big stops, and we'll see one here near the goal line, a big fourth down play here by the defense.
Yeah, Jaleel Canty, or Sam right there, sprints into the backfield and makes a heck of a play and really stones these guys. It was a terrific stop. It's one of the best defensive performances I've ever been a part of or seen. I mean, to hold a team down 4th and 1 on the 1-yard line and to only limit 1 field goal, it was a really terrific day out there, man. Really good.
Certainly, maybe offensively not the performance you wanted at times, but always nice to come away with a win as you move to 4-1 on the year.
I think the biggest thing from that game offensively that you take away is we didn't turn the ball over. You look at the Ashland game where we turned the ball over 3 times, and the outcome was we gave them 17 points. So this week, our credit to our running backs, Jahan Brown and Robert Thomas and those other guys that touch the ball a lot, they haven't fumbled. They've done a great job with ball security and making sure that we at least punt the ball to the other team instead of throwing an interception or fumble.
This week, back on the road, 1 home game in the month of October as you travel to Saginaw Valley. Just talk about going to Saginaw Valley and what it's going to be like this Saturday.
Yeah, and I think the really cool thing about our conference is in October, every week, like last week against Tiffin, it was a top team matchup. It was the top team in the GLIAC versus the second top team in the GLIAC. And now the next week, it's rivalry week. It's an interstate game, Saginaw Valley versus Ferris State. They've always played us tough. We've always had great matchups in this game. You look all the way back through the 90s and plus. It's always been a historic event. So October football in the GLIAC is pretty awesome that we get to see those matchups every week.
Coming back after playing on the offensive line here for Ferris State, how have you tried to take those experiences and help the guys that are playing up front right now?
Yeah, my job is easy because I just reflect on the mistakes I made in college all the way through, everything I did, and try to educate my guys. The biggest thing is like nutrition and taking care of your body. I did not do that successfully in my time here. Since getting done with football, I've really made an effort for that. So I really try to instill that on my guys. And some of them, like my left tackle, Bo Johnson, he's a really big guy, really heavy dude. So it's really tough to, make sure that he's eating appropriately and working out appropriately. And, my undersized guys and my younger guys, like we just played 2 redshirt freshmen that game. Jake Boonstra and Dylan Pasquale. So the quicker, the better you can educate those guys on how to do things right and the mistakes I made, the better our offensive line is going to be.
You mentioned some of those younger guys. Obviously, injuries always play a factor in football, and you've had some up front. How have those younger guys stepped up and made some key plays for you?
Incredible. Last week, we played 1 guy that's going to graduate for us. So that means there's a lot of underclassmen. And when you have that, and most teams that's a death sentence, for us, our guys rose to the occasion. Only 5 times did somebody even touch the quarterback in that game. We threw the ball 35 times. So that's an incredible statistic that those guys should be, happy about. And the fact that, you're playing down 3 projected starters from camp, and those guys just to be, I'm the next man up. I'm going to do my job and do it the best I can. It's incredible. It's really, it's really awe-inspiring.
Well, Sam, certainly congratulations on the win. Best of luck this week, and hope it's been fun being back on the TV set here today.
Oh, this is awesome. Best moment of my life right now, man.
We're looking forward to continued work here with the Bulldogs.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.